Well, hey folks, happy Magnum PI Monday morning to you all. It is me, Billy Blackman, the A1 American Negro, also known as the Mahogany Patriot. And as we do, we take current issues, current events, and well, I brought my spoon because I like to stir it up just a little bit. And I don't know about you, but growing up, either you have said it or you have heard it. And the saying goes a little bit like this: I would go to church, but the church is full of hypocrites. And you know what? As one who's been to a church here and there, I can say, yea, verily, it is the truth. But having said that, I guess we got some good news because we don't have to go to LA anymore. Because LA is run by a bunch of hypocrites. What in the world are you talking about, Billy? Well, Los Angeles, as its official name is called, is run by a man named Eric Garcetti. And he is a big proponent of defunding the police. In fact, before it became super popular, he defunded the police. He cut about $150 million out of the LAPD's payroll, training, all of the stuff that keeps them rolling. And the reason why I bring this up is last Friday, the LA City Council, they passed a measure, 13-2, that the homeless people, they didn't have to go home, but they had to get off of the streets because they've pretty much taken over main streets down there in LA and all the surrounding areas. And the council voted. I want to know who those two who said, no, stay where you are. But 13 of them said, y'all got to go somewhere. Y'all got to get a job. Y'all got to get help. But y'all got to get off of these streets. And he signed it because he is not totally out to lunch. And all those folks, it's funny because they sure got mobilized and they got the word. I don't know if they got it on their accounts, on their cell phones, but those cats, those homeless folks, they were at Garcetti's house, midnight, stirring it up, cutting up, and carrying on, as the folks used to say. And he did something that you would think he wouldn't have done. He called the police. He called 911. And see, the funny thing about that is he went to, a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago, to defund the police. He cut their budget by $150 million. He said that they had to learn to be a kinder and gentler police. They had to be counselors and psychologists on the streets. Are you crazy, sir? Are you angry? Can we diffuse the system somehow? And that's the way he wanted it. But it's funny because when they came to his house to deal with his stuff and people threatening his life and his family, they didn't come with their counseling books. They didn't come with little foam pillows so that they could work it out therapeutically. They came in riot gear. Now, I don't know if you know what that means, but they didn't come to talk. They came to hand out butt whoopings. You will leave. You will go home. It's funny because all that retraining and that counseling stuff went out the window. No one came up to Garcetti's house saying, all right, everyone, let's get into some community circles and let's have a peaceful resolution. Let's talk about how we can make all these angry, sad faces happy. There was none of that. It was helmets and billy clubs. Y'all got to go. And I find that to be kind of funny because I live in a town where the police have been defunded. And the only people that are happy about it are the criminals, which I am not one of. But you got all these defund the police types that say, hey, you guys, you're too mean. The criminals don't like it when you handcuff them too tight. And it hurts their feelings. But they want to defund my police, but not their police. See, they still showed up at Garcetti's house. They still circled the Capitol. They still went to Nancy Pelosi's house when people went protesting there. But nobody wants to come to my house. And see, it's kind of different because I did a little research on our good friend, Mr. Garcetti. That guy, the public servant, he makes $248,000 a year. And if you're needing to a point of reference, he makes about as much as a sucky baseball player makes. He makes a lot of money. He is rich. But that's what he makes as mayor. That's what the good people of LA City and the county, that's what they pay him. But before that, outside of that, he has a net worth of $3 million, which is why when they showed the pictures of his house, it looked like the Beverly Hillbillies Palace. I was expecting Uncle Jed to come out. If you don't know who I'm talking about, look it up. The Beverly Hillbillies. And see, the thing is, it's one rule for me, and it's another rule for them. They want to defund the police, but I think maybe we ought to defund them, the politicians. I think they're getting paid plenty. Well, I think we're paying and they're playing. And maybe if they didn't have so much money and time on their hands, maybe they could actually do some good work. Maybe they could help us out. So I do stand with the police. I stand with the good men and women of law enforcement, because when someone breaks in my house, I want them to come and help a brother out. I don't think Garcetti's coming to help me. I don't think all of our politicians are coming to help me, but the police will. So instead of defunding the police, the people who are out there on the front lines taking the hits and the spit, how about we defund the politicians? I'm not saying let them go broke, but make them work for it. Hey, I am Billy Blackman, the A1 American Negro, also known as the Mahogany Patriot, and I'm saying, see you next time. Be good.